If that sound doesn't get you motivated, I don't know what will. We're back with another podcast. Got a lot of shout outs, and I have some actual training, some constructive feedback for everybody at the end of this. I was with our Fort Lauderdale team on Thursday of last week. I got to shadow 4 or 5 reps, got to hear some pitches, got to give some pitches, and it was awesome. It was refreshing. So I have some really good feedback from that. I think it will help everyone. What I've found is usually what one rookie needs or what one sophomore rep needs, everybody needs. So I have some really, really good feedback, so make sure to watch to the end. This week I am going with our Alexandria team. So I fly out at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning to Alexandria. I'm excited to see Jeff, Grant, Spencer, Levi, the whole crew out there. Peter, who's doing really well. Hunter, who's doing really well. Ethan, Max. We got a bunch of really, really phenomenal people, phenomenal sales reps on that team. So super excited to work with them. On Friday, I will be with our Richmond team. The one and only John Martin, Thomas, Mateo. These guys have a bunch of sales reps throwing down. And in fact, they had our highest RPR last week. So super excited to work with those guys on Friday. I love when this part of the summer hits and I get to travel out to the different teams and I get to work with each of you. It is inspiring, it is incredible, and it is so much fun. I love the team element of this job. The fact that we are all collectively cooperating towards a common goal. We are all in this trying to do our best, trying to work our hardest, improving every day with the goal of getting ahead in life, investing, making something truly incredible happen. Makes a hard job so much easier when you know that you have a ton of people around you working towards the same goal, working with just as much energy, if not more, pushing you, inspiring you. So I love it. I love getting out there on the doors with you guys. I'm in Alexandria for 2 days, so I'm hoping that I can get a couple hours to myself to try and throw down some accounts while I'm out there. Hold me to it. Hold me accountable. I felt really dialed in Fort Lauderdale, so I think it's going to be good. Okay, starting off, I'll start out with partnership stats. And guys, honestly, I am floored by the week that we had last week. I knew that we would cross 1 million. I did not think that we would cross 1 million by as much as we did. We exploded last week, and it's only ramping up. So 2 weeks ago, we serviced $966,000 in revenue. The week before that, we did like $925,000, if I remember right. This last week, we serviced $1,227,000 in total pest control revenue. That's like a 30% improvement in 1 week. I knew it was coming. I did not know it would be that dramatic. I did not know it would be that big. Congratulations, everyone. We popped off. Now, what gets me even more excited is this week. I'm recording this Tuesday because I didn't fly in until midnight last night. But what gets me excited is yesterday, Monday, we sold $347,000 in pest control. That is by far a record. In fact, I don't think in any year previously, other than Memorial Day of last year, we've ever done more revenue than we did yesterday. So we ramped up in a massive fashion last week, and it's only getting better. If you are not seeing your numbers improve, look around you and figure out what everybody else is doing, because collectively as a group, we are seeing massive improvements. We are knocking more doors. We're talking to more decision makers. Our contract value is going up. Like literally almost every single metric that is measurable, we improved this last week, which gets me excited. We had 200 reps get a serviced account, $1.227 million in revenue. Our serviced ACV went up from $960 to $977. So we're inching towards that $1,000 goal. I think we'll get there within the next 3 or 4 weeks, hopefully sooner than that. But if we improve at the same rate, $10 every week, we will get there within the next 3 weeks or so. Our sales to service ratio, 84.3%. It's about a 1% improvement. This is the one that I want to see improve the most. We have a couple teams that are up above this at like 85 to 90% was our top. I want to see everyone in that 85 to 90% range, and I really believe it's possible. One of the things that we're going to do to improve that is have more service pros. Each of your teams, I've been working with the team leaders and the teams. Each of your teams should have more same days available this week. If you don't, talk to me. I want to be aware of it, and I want to make sure that we do everything that we can to help you guys have more same days, because that really is the key to getting that from 84% up to 90%. It's same days. Obviously, we got to sell clean accounts, but same days will make up that 6%. RPR, we crossed 6,000 for the first time. $6,136. Nice work, everybody. Part of our RPR going up was how late we're knocking. 8:33 were the latest. And guys, I'm skipping a few columns here. We had the most revenue per rep after 8 last week. We beat every single other partnership. We won. We crushed it. That one matters to me. That one means that we are doing our job when it is smartest to do our job. It's always good to work hard. It's even better to work smart and hard. Knocking doors after 8 p.m., knocking doors after 8:30 p.m. is doing hard work the smart way. You will get a better return on every single knock by knocking them after 8 p.m. When I would do this job and I would have a slow stretch, one of the things that I would tell myself is, hey, I'm averaging $4,000 in revenue every day. And I'm knocking 160 doors. To make the math easy, let's say 200 doors a day. I'm knocking 200 doors a day, and I'm averaging $4,000 in revenue a day. That means that every door I knock is approximately, this math is going to kill me, is approximately $20 in revenue. And so I would tell myself that. And when I would have stretches where I wouldn't sell anybody, I would say, I know it's coming, I know it's coming, I know it's coming. And every door I'd say, that's $20 in revenue, $20 in revenue, $20 in revenue. Even if they didn't answer, even if I got shut down, $20 in revenue. Because I know it's a numbers game, and I know that those sales are coming, and I know that's my average. Some days I'll average above it, some days I'll average below it, but that's my average. So every door that I knock brings me that much revenue. Obviously not every door is going to be a sale, but I know those sales are coming. Guys, the doors that you knock after 8 p.m. are worth significantly more than any other door during the day. They're worth the most. The potential is the highest after 8 p.m. So make sure that you're pushing late on your knocks. And I've even told our team leaders, if you guys need to prioritize, the evening knock, if your team isn't on board with it, do anything and everything. Throw out incentives, offer pizza, offer wings, offer whatever to push those late night sales. It is the most important time for our reps to knock. So make sure that you're pushing late. And we did a killer job of that last week. 8:33 is really good. I think we can bump it even a little bit later. Let's see. Average DMs per rep, 44. We did get beat here by Prime. They had 49. So consistently, they have beat us the last few weeks, which is frustrating. We can do more. We should do more. I believe in all of us. Okay, I'm going to start calling it out more and more. I'm going to start messaging individual reps. We've got to get those numbers up to 50. When I look through our reps that aren't producing as much as they want or we want them to produce, it's always really telling. The ones who step up from week to week always have over 50 knocks every single day. The ones who continue to struggle, typically, and not all of them, okay, nothing is ever 100%, but typically those reps are knocking 35 to 40 DMs a day. You're just not going to improve. You're just not going to find the sales unless you're putting in the effort on the metrics that matter. DMs per day matters most. Every DM that you talk to gets you closer to a sale. So get those numbers up over 50. It's super, super important. Same days we were, unfortunately, the worst this last week at 32%. And 32% is not that bad. Like, that's still good, but we need to get it over 40%. And Demery and myself, all the team leaders are collaborating on this. We're hiring more service pros. A few of our sales reps are switching to service pro. We're making this major priority. Got to make it happen. Got to get to 40% this next week. Average DMs after 8. So our average rep knocked 4.1 decision makers after 8 p.m. Really, really good. We won. We beat everybody in that category. We worked the hardest after 8 p.m. And as a result, we sold $947 in average revenue after 8 p.m. this last week per rep. So on the whole week, we averaged almost $1,000 per rep after 8 p.m. on the week. I know we can get those numbers up, especially as you guys get better at pitching urgency, as you get better at pitching late, as you get better at finding those decision makers, prioritizing the late night. It's only going to go up. Keep making that a priority. Okay, I'm going to move on from the partnership stats. Now we're going to shout out individuals. We'll start with rookies, then we'll do experienced, then we will do teams. So leading the pack was Jack in Cleveland last week. Jack had $13,993 in service revenue. His average ACV, which is exceptional here, was $1166. Jack has two areas that he can improve, and he knows this. I've actually talked to him about it. His sales to service and his DMs per day. If Jack bumps both of those numbers up, he's up to $20,000 in revenue last week. Jack had a day where he sold over $10,000 in revenue. Congratulations, Jack. You are a monster. We love to see your success. Jose in San Antonio right behind him with 12,916. Now, here's a crazy stat for you guys. Jose's average ACV was 861. His service to sales was also slightly worse than Jack's. Jose actually closed at a higher rate than Jack did. He just had a lower ACV and a lower service to sales. And because of that, Jack beat Jose on the week. So Jose, calling you out, man. I believe that you can get that service to sales up. I believe that you can especially get that contract value up. Had you had the same contract value as Jack, you would have beat him by like $3,000 in revenue. So make that a major priority this week. Contract value matters, and it matters a lot. Peter out in Alexandria. Peter is one of my favorite reps to work with. I'm excited to knock with you this week, Peter. Peter also, this was like his first or second week, so he crushed it. 11,500 in revenue, 1,100 ACV, 100% sales to service ratio. So Peter made up a ton of ground by having a 100% sales to service ratio. Nice work, Peter. Colby Malad. Colby popped off, and I know that this guy was working extra because he wanted to hit bigger numbers. I told him he needed to do 4,000 in revenue this week. He went out and did 9,400. John told me that at least a couple of the days he started knocking at like 8 a.m. So Colby, nice work. We're proud of your efforts, man, and it paid off in a big way. Now, don't let that be your best. Improve from there. You proved this week. If you guys improved this week, if you were on my gotta do 4K list and you did more than 4K, don't let up, okay? That needs to be a minimum average. We need all of our rookie sales reps averaging at least 4K a week. If you can average 4K a week right now, that's going to put you close to $100,000 in service revenue on the week if you're starting from zero. On the year, sorry, if you're starting from zero. So average over 4K a week, and you will make a ton of money this summer, and you'll be in a great place. I'd like to see our rookie average closer to $6,000 or $7,000, and I think that's possible, and that's what we're aiming towards. So we're going to keep getting better. Zach Grammer in Cincinnati, 8,700. This was another massive improvement for Zach. Evan Roddy, Fort Lauderdale, 6,700 or 8,600. Sorry. Sam Harmon, 8,500. Austin Marshall, 8,300. Edgar Marquez in Houston, 7,800. Suliasi Lafay in Tucson. I see his name up there today and yesterday as well. 7,700. Nice work. We love to see the success. Okay, all reps. John Martin crushed. Oh, wait, rookies. No one won our rookie incentive last week, $500 in shoes for a minimum of $17,500 on the week and being top rookie. So any rookie who does over $17,500 this week will win a pair of Sneak Easy shoes. The top rookie over that number will win a $500 bonus in addition to the shoes. So go out there and get it. Now, John Martin in Richmond, John crushed our incentive. The minimum was $27,500, had to be the top rep as well. John did $35,046 in revenue. That is our biggest week of the summer by quite a bit. John, nice work. John had a 1,031 ACV and a 93% service to sales ratio. That's like a 10% improvement in service to sales for John, and it helped him crush the benchmark that he needed to hit. Nice work, John. Tanner Clayton, 23,000. Taylor Clark, we love to see Taylor doing well, 21,428. Jeff Hatch in Alexandria, 21,000. 955 ACV for Jeff. Jeff is working on getting more route availability. He actually sold on par with John. So Jeff serviced like $7,000 in revenue yesterday, which would have put him near $30,000 on the week. We love to see the success, Jeff. Easton, 20,934. Andrew, my brother, 20,626. Chan Mack, 19,000. Cody Webb, 15,619. I think that's Cody's first week back on the doors. Nice work, Cody. Teams. Houston won, back on top. They said Cleveland, never again. 198,582. Now, Cleveland is smashing Houston this week so far. Houston, take this as a call out. Cleveland did $60,000 in sold pest control yesterday. That's a record for any team that we have this summer. Nice work, Cleveland, too. Houston, don't let them catch you. RPR, Richmond. Okay, I think that's their second week in a row. Richmond with 8,400 in RPR. That is phenomenal. Big part of that is that John sold 35,000, and he really pulled that average up. So team leaders, throw down. Rookies, throw down, and it'll pull your team's average up. ACV, Tacoma. This is Cody Webb. It's a small group. They only had four reps knock last week. They'll have more this week. But their average was 1177. Wow. That tells me that all of us can do more. Alexandria also deserves a shout out there with a 1,024 ACV, and Cleveland too with 1,083. So we had 3 of our teams over $1,000 last week, and we had a bunch of others really close to 1,000. Houston won at 988, Richmond at 979, Cleveland won at 986, Cincinnati at 970. Bunch of our teams really close to 1,000. Push to get over that mark. Serviced ACV per rep, Tacoma 1177. Or sorry, that's just serviced ACV. Sales to service ratio. Okay, this one is tied directly with same days. San Antonio West, McKenna, Easton, Derrick, that crew, Taylor, they had a 90.3 sales to service ratio. And a big part of that is they had 62.6% same days. So they crushed everybody in both of those categories. Average DMs per day, Houston 3. That is Danny Webb's team with the most effort, 50.7. Nice work, Joey. Nice work, Tyler. Nice work, Crash. Nice work, everybody. That is some serious effort. Average initial, $91. That's Alexandria again. That's huge. 24-month agreements, 61.8% is Tucson. Nice work, guys. You guys were low in that a couple weeks ago, so it's good to see you bumping that up. Mosquitoes, Richmond with 65.38%. Last knock, these guys win in the company. They got a shout out from Tosh for this. 902, that's Houston 1. That's Aiden Parent, that's Andrew Miller, that's Tim, that's Caleb, that's Tommy, that's Sayer. Nice work, guys. 902 as a team is incredible. DMs after 8, we've got Richmond. Nice work, Richmond, putting up the most revenue after 8. And DMs after 8, not revenue, just DMs 6. We've got Tucson 2. So nice work, guys. Proud of all the effort. I love seeing our teams grow. I love seeing our teams improve. I love the team atmosphere and the dynamic that comes into pushing towards the same goal. I talked about that at the start. Every week as I review these stats, every week as I see us getting better, it motivates the crap out of me. And it makes me want to work harder, and it makes me want to push, and it makes me believe that even more is possible this summer. Guys, tomorrow, or today is probably when you watch this, May 1st, Wednesday, marks the start of the regular season. Back in my glory days when I started this job, everybody pretty much started May 1st, and they knocked through August 31st. So starting May 1st, you have roughly 100 knocking days until the end of August. Obviously, if you take time off, you'll have less than that. Obviously, if you never take time off or you do things like knock full days Saturdays, knock Sundays, you'll have more than 100 knocking days. But everybody has roughly 100 knocking days from tomorrow until the end of August. If you want to do $200,000 in revenue from tomorrow until the end of August, you need to average $2,000 a day in service revenue. If you want to do $400,000 in service revenue, you need to average roughly $4,000 in service revenue. Now, that's not taking into account what you've already produced, and it's not taking into account what some of us might do in September. But starting tomorrow, roughly 100 days. It's a sprint, okay? The regular season, May to August, marks a time of dramatic improvements. I've tracked this every year, and I already see it happening. We did it as a partnership last week. Sales reps, rookies especially, should improve 25 to 40% in the month of May. So if you did $50,000 in revenue in April, congratulations, that's a great month. You should do at least $65,000 to $75,000 in service revenue in the month of May. If you did $30,000 in April, you should see yourself going up and doing at least $40,000 in service revenue for the month of May. So you'll see a ton of natural improvements in May. There's a few reasons for that. One, you're just getting better. Whether you're training or not, which I hope you're training, you just get better at the job because you've done it. You get better at identifying buyers. You get better at identifying people that waste time. You get better at pitching and pushing through smoke screens and objections. You just get better. Another reason is sales reps work harder. We start to do more incentives. We start to do more competitions, and I'll talk about both of those in just a second. We start to do more things that get people excited to work. Number 3, the days get longer. I've had a lot of you tell me, like, dude, it's dark here at 8:20. Like, it is terrifying to knock at 8:45 because it's pitch black. In a lot of your markets, it'll start to be light until almost 9 o'clock or even later. So it's not uncomfortable to pitch until 9 o'clock. When I knocked in Seattle, which Cody Webb, this is your crew in Tacoma, it doesn't get dark there until like 9:15, 9:20. Like you can realistically knock until 9:30 if you want, and it's not uncomfortable. It's light outside. So we start to see improvements because people are knocking later than ever before. Join that trend. Knock 5 minutes later this week than you did last week. It's worth it. Knock 5 minutes longer the next week. You'll start to see results come from that. We got shout outs on Monday in my partner's call. We sold, I believe, $30,000 in revenue after 8 p.m. last week. That's $30,000. No. We sold $30,000 more last week than we did the week before. That's huge. That's crazy. That's massive. Okay, if each of you sells 2 or 3 extra accounts after 8 p.m. Over the course of the whole summer, that's an extra $50,000 in revenue. And that's just 2 or 3 a week. Imagine if you could get one every single day. If you can get one every single day after 8 p.m., that's $100,000 in revenue just after 8 o'clock from now until the end of August. So push later. Sales reps, hopefully if you're training, start to see massive gains in their DMs to sale ratio. So you'll see improvements in those no matter what, just because you get better at the job. But if you're training, if you're conscientiously making an effort to improve, you'll start to see that drop from, one sale in every 35 DMs to one sale in every 27 DMs, and then one sale in every 22 DMs, and then one sale in every 18 DMs. And you'll start to see that get better and better and better. And obviously, if that ratio gets better and you're knocking more DMs every day, you're going to see your sales per week skyrocket. And then another reason that we start to see more revenue in May is because people actually have bugs in May. In preseason, in a lot of our markets, it's cold. Even in the warm markets, like even in Florida, even in Houston, it hasn't been that hot yet. Okay, it's been hot, but not that hot. The hotter it gets, the rainier it gets, the more bugs people have. Guys, this isn't a crazy idea. All of you probably know this. If people see bugs, it's easier to sell them pest control. So the months of May, June, July, and August get better and better for pest control sales reps. You'll knock into more rollovers, more people who just had ants in the kitchen, who just saw cockroaches, who just saw a black widow, who just had a wasp sting their kid. You'll knock into those rollovers more and more consistently, and May marks the start of people seeing more and more bugs because it does start to heat up a ton. So look for those rollovers. Look for those people who are having issues. Hunt them down and sell them, and you'll get way more of those in May than you did in April. So be excited about the improvements that'll happen there. A couple other exciting things that happen in May. We start to have the seeding matches for the Aptive Cup. Guys, San Diego, Colby Markowski, that team, Chandler McElmurray, they won the Aptive Cup last year, and it was insane. If you win the Aptive Cup, you're winning a good $10,000 worth of prizes, and that's every single person on your team. That is a massive pay bump in prizes. They won drones, they won MacBook Pros, they won 75-inch TVs, they won sound bars, they won Nintendo Switches, they won dope rings, they won real silver chains. Like, they won a lot of stuff. They had to do well in the preliminary matches to be able to win the Aptive Cup. The Cup starts Thursday, these preliminary matches. This is how your team practices for when it's really, really go time. I want you guys to hold each other accountable, make sure that you're doing everything all out Thursday, Friday, Saturday of every week going forward. What's going to happen is you'll be paired head-to-head with another team within the company. The first couple weeks will be totally random, and after that, you'll be paired with a team who's similar to your skill level so that you guys can push and motivate each other and do more revenue than you would have done otherwise. Everybody's motivated by competition. So if Team A has 20 reps on the team, and they do $100,000 in sales over those 3 days, that is a $5,000 per rep average over those 3 days. If Team B has 30 reps and they do $200,000 in revenue, it's $200,000 divided by 30. That is $6,700-ish in revenue. Team B would win in that situation. So it goes off of RPR for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You have to sell it Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You have to get it serviced by Monday or Tuesday. Ooh, I've about got to sneeze. So every rep matters. If you throw down $10,000 a day, you're bringing up your team average. If If you throw down 0 every day, you're bringing down your team average. Every team will be measured based on every single rep that they have knocking. So you guys got to hold each other accountable. Don't let reps take off early. Don't let reps not knock until 9 p.m. Don't let reps start late. Okay, this is a team effort, and every rep matters. Now, the weeks that you guys win in these seating matches, you will win a fairly dank team dinner. You can do wings, you can do pizza, you can bankroll them for a couple weeks and do steaks, but you will win a team dinner on the weeks that you win. Obviously, if your team doesn't win, you do not win dinner, and the other team does. So there's a prize involved with this, and beyond the prize, it's really the pride and the fact that you're preparing for the Aptiv Cup. I think San Diego has an exceptional chance to win the Aptiv Cup again. That said, I think we have a lot of teams that can really compete and maybe dethrone San Diego. I think Alexandria has a shot. I think Richmond has a shot. I think Cleveland has a shot. I think most of our teams are in the hunt to be able to win this thing. And I think all of you are in the hunt if you collectively agree together to do more and to push now. These weeks leading up to it matter. That's how we'll rank the tournament. So the teams that win the most matches over the next 10 weeks will be seeded to go against the teams that lose the most matches. That way they get a couple easy wins. It's how every tournament works. So you want to win these matches. You want to prepare. You want to be ready for it. I am almost finished with the book Winning by Tim Grover. Obviously, he came and spoke to us at kickoff, and I wanted to read it again right now to remember and remind myself how hard winning is, how much it takes. Guys, I've had conversations with a few of you, especially over the last week, about sacrifices, about us raising the bar this week, or about this year, about us doing more, about us holding each other more accountable, how sometimes that can be frustrating. My answer to everybody on this is yes. I don't want us to be mediocre. I don't want any of our sales reps to leave anything in the pending category, in the I could have done more category, in the I should have done more, I wish I would have done more. You should eliminate should from your vocabulary. In this partnership, in this group, in this region, we do. We always do. We sacrifice because winning is worth it. And we're all out here not to be average, but to be exceptional. We're all out here to change our lives, to buy that car we've always wanted, to pay for school so that we can get ahead, to be able to have a baby, have a family comfortably, to be able to buy real estate, to be able to buy a house to live in, to be able to invest so that you don't have to work until you're 75. We're all out here for more. Remember that. It's hard. This job is so hard. It's frustrating. You get beat up. You get shut down. It rains. It's hot. Customers are rude. Service pros mess up accounts. Your roommate might stink. Your team leader might be mean. Your morning meeting might have been boring. All those things matter, but not really. What matters is the effort that you're putting in. Okay, those are all auxiliary. They're all obstacles in your road to win, in your path to be great. They're all things that you've got to sacrifice along the way to be able to make it happen. Winning matters. There are winners and there are losers in life and especially in this job. And that's hurtful, that's painful, that's harsh, that's critical. Yes, I don't make the rules. I just want to win. And I know all of you guys do too. I'm going to hold every single team accountable this summer. I'm going to hold every single experienced rep accountable this summer. I'm going to hold every single rookie accountable this summer. I'm going to hold myself accountable, and I hope you guys all will as well. We have to work harder. We have to do more. Winning is not easy, and you never win for more than just a short moment of time before you've got to start winning again. You might knock till 9:30 and have your best day ever, but if you take the next day off, it doesn't matter because your average gets lowered and you're not winning anymore. If you sell $10,000 a day, but you only do that one day a week and the rest of the days you bagel, that's not a great week. Okay? If you can do $30,000 in 1 week, but then the next week you only do $5,000, well, guess what? Your average all of a sudden is $17,500. And if you do $10,000 the next week, it's like $14,000 or $13,000. Like all of a sudden you're middle of the pack. You have to do what it takes every single day, every single week, all month, all summer long. And then we got to do it again next year. That is what it takes to be exceptional. I look at guys like Mark Wilmore. I look at guys like Ryan Myers. I look at guys like Andrew Myers. I look at guys like John Martin, Colby Markowski, Chandler McElmurray, Daniel Webb. These guys don't get to be exceptional because they did hard things one day. They get to be exceptional because they did hard things consistently forever. Jeff Hatch. I talked a ton with Jeff last week. I'm super excited to see him tomorrow. He's my best buddy. Jeff didn't get to be one of our best sales reps just magically. He's done this job really longer than almost anybody else. He's knocked more doors than almost anybody else, and he's consistently tried to be the best version of himself. And because of that, he's a rock star. The guy is better than almost anyone else. Like, he's up there. And if Jeff puts in a little more work, he'll continue to improve and be even better. Like, winning takes consistency, and winning takes sacrifice. It's not easy. I talked to Tanner Clayton yesterday. He was feeling the burn because he's missing his wife. He's missing his baby. He's missing his brand new house that he never even got to live in. He's missing his fancy Raptor. It's hard to sacrifice. Don't deny that. Just remember why it matters. Remember what makes it important. Remember why it's worth it. This job is hard. No one's going to tell you it isn't. It's freaking hard. There's going to be days where you don't want to do it. On those days, don't run from those emotions. Look them in the eyes. Recognize them for what they are, and then remember why it matters that you win, why it matters that you do more, why it matters that you still go out and sell $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in revenue, why it matters that you push till 9 o'clock, what you're building, what you're becoming. If all of us can do that consistently, there are no goals that we cannot reach. We can exceed every expectation. We can crush $350,000 a day. We can do $1.5 million in revenue a week. This group is capable of it. We can have 100 of you hit team lead. We can have rookies break records. We can have experienced reps hit golden doors. All of those things are possible if we're willing to work for them, sacrifice for them, and chase them down consistently every single day. Oh, that's my hype for the day. A couple of the training pieces of advice that I wanted to hit on. So, biggest thing that I saw with the Fort Lauderdale team, and this is probably everybody, but we need our sales reps to mirror more effectively. Everyone that I knocked with in Fort Lauderdale, I told this to, and I'm sure I'll see it in Alexandria as well. You can't have the same pitch with every single customer and every single demographic. Obviously, you can say the same words. In fact, I encourage you to say the same words. We got to get the script down. We got to master it. But how you say it has to be a little bit different. If your pitch is really upbeat, that will work with really upbeat people. But when you have a grandma who's soft-spoken, who's low on energy, who's easily scared or spooked, if you come at her with a super high energy pitch, there is going to be friction there, and you will not get that sale. You have to cater your pitch to that person. It's called mirroring. You want them to feel like they're looking in a mirror. And then you use that mirroring to build rapport. These are all words that you guys should look up, which rapport is like a synchronization between you and them. It's like you're gelling, you're vibing. Once you've built rapport, you get them to where you need them to be in order to buy pest control. So what I mean by this, if a man answers the door and he's gruff and he's puffing out his chest and he's super to the point, don't beat around the bush. Puff your chest out, stand up straight, maybe talk a little deeper, make the pitch concise, look him in the eyes, don't break eye contact, and pitch him like you would a man, someone who is very business-minded. If a grandma answers the door, don't pitch her like you just did that businessman. Pitch her like you would a grandma. Make her look in the mirror. Soften your pitch. Make it a little bit slower. Make it maybe a little bit goofy or silly or kind. Make it a little bit slower so that she can hear and understand. Make it so that it doesn't scare her or frighten her or seem confusing or complex or like it'll take a ton of her energy. If a stay-at-home mom answers the door and she's funny and she's peppy and she's tired of dealing with kids all day, cater that pitch to her. You have to adjust your pitch to the person that you're trying to sell. If you give a one-size-fits-all, that one-size-fits-all will fit whatever customer it fits, and nobody else will buy from it. You have to cater your pitch to the customer. So literally, guys, you can say the same words 1,000 different ways. I have certain things, certain tonalities, certain phrases, certain speeds, certain resolves, certain objections that I use with 100 different demographics. I have a businessman pitch. I have a stay-at-home mom pitch. I have a grandpa pitch. I have a grandma pitch. I have a young adult pitch. I have a switchover pitch. I have a switchover who's happy pitch. I have a switchover who's unhappy pitch. I have a super rich financial advisor pitch. Like all these people, you learn to cater your pitch to them, and then all of a sudden you're selling them consistently. I have a person from India pitch. I have a person from Asia pitch. Like all these different demographics require slightly different pitches, slightly different tonalities, slightly different mirroring techniques. If you can master that, you will sell so many people. And the guys who are best at this job, like the Jake Wests of the world, the Aubert Lesparents of the world, the John Martins of the world, okay, they master multiple different customer personality types, multiple different demographics, and then they utilize those pitches to sell 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 people a day. Like, it is real that you can improve in those categories. So I want everybody to read up on mirroring. Read about it in the manual, watch sales videos about it, ask your team leader about it, practice it in your morning meetings, practice it with yourself, take note of the customers that you're closest with on the doors, practice those ones, take note of the customers that you're not even close on, ask for advice for someone who does sell them. Make mirroring a priority. It's that important. Another big thing that I noticed with our sales reps. So if you get to the end of the pitch and they tell you no once or twice and you move on, you are losing out on a ton of sales. Most sales don't happen until the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th rack. Now, a lot of you are going to watch this and say, yes, I know that, but it's super awkward after they've said no once or twice. Yes, it is super awkward a few times, but if you do the pitch the right way, they'll end up appreciating that you push through 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 smoke screens, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 objections. They'll end up buying from you, and anyone who buys loves that they bought. If you do this job rightly, they always love you. So what's my advice for getting from 2 objections to 3 objections to 4 objections? Advice number 1, don't go to a sincerity close after just 2 resolve ace closes. I see a ton of our sales reps do it. Those of you who I've monitored pitches that you've sent me, I've given you feedback, you're going to sincerity closes way too soon. Sincerity closes should be reserved for like smoke screen or objection number 4 or 5. If you're using a sincerity close too soon, it gets awkward to start back into the pitch. Don't use sincerity closes until you've been through like 4 or 5 loops of resolve ace close. That's advice number 1. Advice number 2, if you've pushed through 2 or 3 times and it's awkward and you don't know where to go next, drop the iPad and release tension for 10 or 15 seconds. So if I've pushed 3 or 4 times and I'm trying to close and they keep saying no and it's awkward and I can feel it starting to get heat, I can feel the tension, I'll drop the iPad, I'll kind of put my weight on my back foot, I'll relax, and I'll ask them just a little filler question, just a little buzz question. So how long have you guys been in the home? Cool. Make small talk for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. So you guys have really never used a pest control company? So you guys have really always been with Orkin? So you guys have really always lived in Texas? Have you guys always lived in Texas? Anything. Just 20 seconds to relieve tension. After you've humanized the process for 20 seconds, and have your team leader show you this because it might be a little complicated just over video. But after you've humanized the sale for 15 to 30 seconds, bring your iPad back up and utilize whatever you just used to relieve tension to bring it back into the pitch. So yeah, if you guys haven't had pest control done in the last 3 or 4 years, as a professional, I really recommend you get it done. It's going to be worth it because it's going to protect the home. It's going to protect your investment. It's going to keep things looking nice. You're starting to get bugs in your wall void. You've got to get it done at least for a year, once every 3 or 4 or 5 years. So you guys are due. Because I'm so passionate about this, because I know you need it, I'm willing to discount that first visit another $50. Get it done for just $49. And that's still for everything. But I know you guys have needed it. It's been a while. Let's get it done. If we do it for $49, are you willing to give me a shot? Boom. Okay, you brought it back. You closed them. So you guys have only been here a year? Yeah, we moved from Oklahoma. That's sweet. How'd you like Oklahoma? Oh, it was cool. Well, you're going to love it here better. This is a great neighborhood. Where you guys have only been here for a year and you haven't had the home treated, I highly recommend we get it done, especially with summer coming up. The bugs get terrible out here. We have a ton of customers here that have been with us for a really long time, and it's because the summers are crazy. So I know you guys are going to need it. If you can save me a trip back just to make sure it's worth your time, just to make sure you're getting the best value, I'll ace close. Okay, you use whatever small talk you just did to relieve tension and then bring it back into the pitch. Ace, close. Works like a charm. I get a ton of sales that way. Juan on Fort Lauderdale and myself got this nice old grandma lady by utilizing that exact method. And it worked. Okay? So mirroring and relieve tension. Have your team leads show you those two things and practice them like crazy. It will improve our performance. Okay, this is the end of this podcast. I hope it was a good one. Brief recap. We crushed it last week. We're crushing it this week. We're going to continue improving. You should see your numbers bump up by 20 to 40% this month. If you train hard, if you do more, you'll see it bump up even more than that. We should be knocking later every single day this week and next week as the days get longer, as the sun's out longer. Nighttime is the best time to knock. We need 50 decision makers a day. We need 1,000 ACV. We need to ramp up, never be satisfied with less than 4,000 on a week. Top rookie gets $500 and a pair of Sneak Easy shoes. If we have multiple rookies over 17,500, you all get a pair of shoes. Basics, don't sell basics. I had a note of that. Our basics went up slightly. Don't sell basics. We do not want basics. Active Cup starts this weekend. Make sure that your team is dialed. Don't let anybody slack. It takes every single rep. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I believe it's service by Tuesday. Your team leads can confirm that. Winning takes sacrifices, but this is a group of winners. Okay, I'm a winner. I'm not going to let anybody in this partnership not be a winner. We're all winners together. So if you haven't won before, get ready to win this summer. We're going to win big. May advice: settle into systems, settle into habits, make it your best month. It's important. Mirror and relieve tension. I love you guys. I believe in you guys. Richmond, I'm excited to see you. Alexandria, I'm excited to see you. Excited to visit the other teams after that. Let's get it.